and I like to get a lot of fresh produce, and they give you like the moldy tomatoes.
Oh
and
yeah, I'm 100% not using that little.
I go in and I'm picking out my groceries. I'm like, it's like supermarket sweep. I put my mask on. I go in.
They haven't contacted me yet, you guys. I have applied for supermarket sweep. Lauren, the application process took 2 hours to fill out. It was the most detailed, crazy amount of questions. They wanted video footage of me, which I'm like, oh, perfect. I sent them my stand-up. I'm like, well, what more do they want? But I'm like, I had filled this huge thing out to do supermarket sweep. Can you imagine if I get on?
I would be so excited to watch
so good. Who would be your partner?
My partner is another stand-up comedian friend of mine. Her stand-up name is Gator, and her name is Sherelle, and she is amazing. And she was like built for the supermarket too. So like, and we're named ourselves Mac and Cheese. So I just don't know. I mean, if I could.
How do we make you stand out to casting?
I know it. And then now when I watch it, my girlfriend's really good at it too. So I don't know. I mean, I'm really shitty at answering those puzzle questions about the food. Like they make you name that logo. I'm not very good at that. But when that bitch says you go get this item, boom, because I shop for the store for the restaurant all the time because we're always running out of stuff, and I can make a trip to the grocery store and pick up items we're out of and be back to work in a hot second. Same with stitches. I know I've got it timed how fast I can leave work, go get stitches, and be back.
Like stitches in your body?
Yeah, because I'm always cutting off fingers on the slicers.
What?
So it's a joke that we have I'm constantly like slicing my fingers and I got to go get stitches, but we have an urgent care and like we have a joke now. How fast can I get stitches and be back?
Do you know, I have literally,
but I haven't had to go since pandemic.
Other than being born, I've never been to the hospital.
I've never been admitted to the hospital since birth.
I broke a finger. My grandmother used to be a nurse. She's like, they won't do anything for you. And she slapped a popsicle stick on it. I fell off my horse and broke my nose. And my grandmother's like, it's straight. They won't do anything for it. You're fine. So I've never been to the hospital.
I've never broken anything.
I've never broken a major bone.
I broke a toe. And it sucked because I was waiting for tickets to see Rod Stewart. That's how it was many years ago when you used to have to stand in line for concert tickets. Yes! And it was Rod Stewart was coming, and it was probably the 80s during, if you want my body, right?
Yep.
And I broke my toe on the stairs, and my fat ass stood in line for my Rod Stewart ticket with that broken toe, but apparently they can't do anything for a broken toe. But I got my tickets to that concert. That's the only time I've ever broken anything. But stitches on my fingers, I'm constantly slicing them, cleaning the slicer. But I haven't. And the worst part is, for me, it takes so long to heal if you don't get those stitches. And then I just pull them out like in 2 days myself. I never even go back.
Well, just learn how to give them to yourself.
Yeah, I know. I cut my fingernail off, so it's kind of not grown back right. It's me and the slicer, like it's a joke at work now. Like when it's time to clean it, they're like, Cindy, move. Get away.
You need like the metal gloves.
I had those metal mesh gloves to clean it, but it was too hot. They just kick me out of the way now and tell me because I sharpen that thing too. So I don't clean it. But anyway, yeah, so we have these urgent cares now everywhere. So I can get stitches and be back in 45 minutes.
Well, hopefully you'll be on next season of Supermarket Sweep.
Oh, Leslie Jones.
Whoa!
Leslie Jones hosts it. What'd you do?
Yeah.
I just about fell over my chair.
Jen, are you drinking?
Not at all.
All right.
I was trying to tuck my blanket under my bum and the whole chair went over.
Do we have any other stupid news?
Nope. That was all I had.
I went out last night. I thought I would have a story. I got dressed. I put on a pair of sweatpants and sneakers and hoodie. That was me getting dressed up. but it wasn't work clothes. So it wasn't my, gym shorts and t-shirt. So I wear gym shorts and t-shirt to work because it's so fucking hot in that kitchen. So I didn't have a bandana on my head. I should have. And I went out to shop for a dishwasher. Our dishwasher is fairly new because we remodeled 3 years ago, but it's got this sensor on it that it keeps getting these error messages. And Danielle looked it up and they said it's something with the sensor that gets condensation. And everybody's tried to fix theirs on all these message boards, that she looked up this model and she's decided, I don't care, I'm getting rid of it. So we went shopping for a dishwasher. Then I had a gift certificate to this little restaurant down the street and we went in there to eat. And that was my big night out. She felt a little worried about us going in to eat because I don't want a ventilator for Valentine's Day. But, we did it. She had her second shot, by the way. She got very, very sick Friday.
Is she better now?
She left work Friday. She called me and she's like, I'm going to die.
Oh, wow.
I'm dying. She knew
that's a lot for her.
Yeah, she didn't think she was going to get that sick. So she's like, I'm going to head home. I came home. She was passed out on the couch, all her clothes, even her jacket. Her laptop and everything was like on the floor. And she was like, I can't even stand up. And I was a little concerned. And she slept like a rock. I made sure she was breathing. She woke up the next morning and she cleaned the whole house. She was like, I've never felt this good in my life.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
So she has a lot of trouble sleeping. So I think that sickness just like knocked her out cold. And she's like, I had the best sleep. And she felt great. So everybody out there, don't worry about your second shot because she did have 15 employees call in sick. Also. Oh, wow. Some didn't get sick, but there was 15. So they're staggering the shot so that, her departments aren't completely wiped out. But she said everybody felt fine the next day. So it was the Moderna one. So she said a few people didn't even get sick at all and others got really sick. She thinks that she should have probably took an Advil sooner. You know what I mean? She thinks she let it go too long before she took Advil on Friday. But anyway, that's that story. Lauren, when are you're not in healthcare or anything, right?
No, we are just kicking off. It's so bad that they shut off like 1A. They moved on to 1B, which is teachers, and healthcare shut off. So I know somebody that works at the local hospital was saying like they ran out, so they don't even have them. So if you were a healthcare worker that didn't get it before like last week, you don't. Yeah,
they probably need to save, right? So they all got theirs at work, and she did get her second shot, but my mom got in last minute, so I take her for her second shot next week. She's in her 80s though, thank God. I can't get it yet. And I know that's open for the teachers still, but I know a couple of my teacher friends looked and they didn't get an appointment till April.
Oh, wow.
So
are they going back? Are they in person right now? Like, do they go to the classroom? The teachers?
I have a few friends that go in every day. And then I have a few friends that are supposed to be teaching from home, but they can't stand it. So they go in and Zoom from their classroom.
Right. Yeah.
But, all this bullshit with the teachers union, not, the way they're arguing, I feel so bad because, I listen to Fox so I could get both sides, but, Fox News are just bashing these teachers like they're just lazy and don't want to go back to work. And every one of my friends or my friends' kids that are a teacher, it's a nightmare. They want to be in the classroom with their kids. And they even drive in every day to teach from the classroom because that's even easier.
Yep.
So I don't know why they're getting such a bad rap because a lot of the teachers I personally know don't want to be home. So I think it's money and politics that these unions are really giving them a bad name.
Yep.
Because it does suck because the police, the firemen, the healthcare workers, they all go in, and they're like, well, the teachers should be doing that too. And, don't blame all the teachers because it's the unions. The teachers want to go back into the classroom. It's no fun to teach on Zoom, from what I've heard. It's a nightmare.
Right.
And they want their kids. They want to be with their kids in the classroom. So now, I don't know. I heard that the teachers union was saying that they don't want to go back until all the kids are immunized.
That's crazy.
These kids are suffering.
That's going to be like next year. That's going to be like the beginning of 2022.
No, these kids are losing a whole year of important education, especially a lot of these kids that don't have internet access to Zoom.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this generation, they're really going to suffer with, their learning. It's really sad. I don't know. This is my, where I'm not as liberal. I'm definitely more moderate. I am, not a huge fan of AOC. I think she's way too left for me, but then I do love when she speaks up. She cracks me up. Like she just told Ted Cruz, don't talk to me. What'd she say? You tried to murder me 3 weeks ago?
You tried to murder me 3 weeks ago. I'm not dealing with you.
I love her. I love Bernie. You know what I mean? They're a little too left for me, but nonetheless, I still love that,
Yeah.
They're just a little bit too, at my age, I'm just probably that older generation where there's just certain things that.
A little bit like that. I mean, I'm like that as well with just some of the extreme.
Yeah, some of it's just.
It's too much for me, but I still want them in place.
Absolutely. We need them for checks and balances.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Bernie. I do. My girlfriend is a huge Bernie fan. Like she's behind all of his politics too. I mean, she was a social worker to start. So of course they're bleeding heart. I call them the bleeding heart liberals, but, I just feel like financially Bernie wants everyone to go to college for free. I don't know. It just seems, how's that going to work? I don't know. They're all great ideas if they made financial sense. Hey, I'm all for it. You know, and I'm for socialized medicine. I don't even care what anybody says. I mean, everyone, I'm for socialized medicine. There's Jen, proof of socialized medicine. It's not a bad thing.
It works.
It works for them. So I don't know. I feel like, there's certain there's a lot of far right things though that I'm just not about. So definitely straight down the middle. All right. So have we covered everything?
I think so.
All right. Well, thank you, Lauren.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming to chat with me. I just love to do this podcast, even though we don't got the listeners we used to have when we were on the radio. But for me, it's just an hour or so to purge. That's it.
Bit of a therapy session.
I can't be on stage, so I got to be somewhere.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm not working on my material. I don't know. The big club that I work for is booking in August now. So something must be happening. And I'm just so worried about these restaurants and comedy clubs and small businesses that are suffering right now. And as time goes on, I sit here and I just worry about them. That's what I do at night. I worry about how my friends that are waitresses that I've come to know and my bartender friends at the club, like, what are they doing financially? So again, I'm just putting it out there. Everybody order from small businesses. We went dishwasher shopping yesterday and I purposely pulled out the ads for all the small businesses. We were going to go to Lowe's and we went and we looked and I thought, you know what, let's get these prices and promote like all of these small local businesses. We don't need to promote Lowe's, when I can get the same, right. I can get the same washing machine. So I just suggest that to everybody else. Do your best to support small business, whether it's even, for an appliance. I mean, I use Amazon a lot and it is a convenience thing. And I really probably need to break that habit and get these things more from small business. But that's just me being lazy at this point.
While we're talking about that, I read something this morning about Skip the Dishes and Uber Eats and all those.
Mhm.
If you go to your local restaurant's website